I forgot to go live. I did the countdown. I watched the countdown and I forgot to go live. Hello, hello, and welcome to Dear Dana on a Saturday night in May, right before Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you watching and to your mothers if you're not a mother. Happy to see you out in the bushes and in the chat. Hey, Shelly Marie. Some people may be traveling to see their mothers. Who knows? But happy Mother's Day to you. Yes, we are talking about the case that is dragging out. We are in Dark Week, so the judge can go do her business. But what a mess. And some people are going, why are we so concerned about this case? Well, I will tell you why. For a couple of reasons. First of all, we are concerned about it. Hey, Marie Crum, because Amber decided upon herself to make herself the face of the Me Too movement. We all know about the Me Too movement. It started happening a couple of years ago with Harvey Weinstein and others when women were standing up and saying, Me Too, I am a survivor. Me Too in Hollywood, it happened to me too. And she picked an opportune time to become the face of Me Too. And my theory about why she did that is so she could pick up momentum in Hollywood because she wants to climb the ladder as fast as she can. Now, I am not degrading women that have gone through a B or SA. Hey, Sarah, let me tell you why. I am a victim as well. Do I consider myself a victim in the state of that mindset? No. Have I been victimized? Yes. I've been victimized. I don't consider myself a victim. I consider myself a survivor. This is one of my, see this finger? It's one of my souvenirs from my first marriage. I was in one of those relationships, okay? 3 operations later, it affected my whole hand down my arm. One of my souvenirs. See it? Can't straighten it up. It was shattered all the way down into my hand, nerve damage and all. Had to learn to write again and use part of my arm. I ended up being a lefty, so I'm both handed. Just part of a souvenir. So it bothers me deeply that she wanted to be the face of Me Too. And as a psychotherapist, and yes, I'm planning private practice now. I never thought I would go back to it. Hey, Arseny, hey, Monica McCall, Sarah, Marie, Shelley, after losing my son, I didn't know if I'd go back. I didn't know if I'd ever be ready to go back, but guess what? I'm working on doing my licensure again to go back and help people, and I'm going to add grief therapy to my repertoire now because I think that going through it, that I'm able to help people. Anyway, I digress. There's a lot of things that I see in her that made me question the validity. Okay, it is not that I am not a defender of women, a deep defender of women that have been through it. I am a deep defender of women that have been through it. And I will stand and fight for women, hey, Rambling Rose, of women that have gone through it. But when I see one and my flags are going off and she's using it for her betterment, lying about it, ooh, baby. Because when I first heard about it, I thought, ooh, that's bad. Hey, Marzi. And I didn't go heavily into it. But when I heard more and went deeper, and I started investigating, that's when I was like, my brakes went on. when I started investigating the pieces and the parts. That's when my brakes went on. You see what I mean? I took time to investigate more. And I started seeing patterns, pieces and patterns in her behaviors and how she did things. Now I really see them. That's why I was concerned. So then it flips over to him. Granted, he shouldn't have fallen into a trap and gotten involved with a 25-year-old to start with. Men should wise up a little bit. The grass isn't always greener. I know it looks real pretty, but they should wise up just a little bit. You know, men, stars, always try to go for the young ones. But be that as it may, look, she sent, we'll go into it, she sent a letter to try to get a audition for the Rum Diary. She told him she'd never seen his work and stuff. Baby, she'd gone to some of his openings and stuff. She'd been studying the man for a while. She is a movie of the week within herself. So anyway, she gets the audition. She has a kiss with him. There's a little spark. The first night they start filming, and this is going to sound familiar. Think Kevin Costner. She goes to his trailer and starts making out with him, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Even though it's flattering and probably feels good, he should have called it off quicker than that and asked her to leave because it could go too far. And he was with Vanessa Paradis and his kids, okay? Aw, love you, Ramblin' Rose. Everybody, make sure you check out Ramblin' Rose's channel, please. Love her. 2 a.m. in the UK. So be that as it may, he asked her to leave. So she's already reeling him in. Now, please be aware, she likes men and women. How much she really likes men, I just don't know. I think she knows that she is very evocative and attractive to men. I just don't know that she likes men as much as she likes women. Not a problem with that, but I feel like she knows she's highly attractive to men and that she is very evocative and sexual with men in a way that she can reel them in. Keep that in your mind. So she keeps this going and trying to communicate with him and all of that stuff. I hate pop-ups. So now I can't see you. Okay, I'm going back. Keep that in your mind. They stay connected, I guess, through text and stuff for a few years until she's married too to a woman. I think it was Tasia Van Ray at the time. So she breaks up with a woman. He leaves Vanessa. I'm thinking they're still staying connected. So here we go. She left her home at 17. Yep, that's what I call her, a Black Widow. And you notice the picture on my thumbnail. She left her home at 17 to go to Hollywood, okay? So here she goes. So before I continue, hey, Universal Tea with Marie. Thank you for your love. I hope you're feeling better. And please check out Universal Tea with Marie's channel as well. I'm going to, before I forget, I'm going to throw down my intro. Tonight's going to get interesting. Wait and see. Wait and see. By the time they come back in a week, woo-wee, they're gonna rip her apart like barbecue. You wait. I hate to get shady. Because, I'm usually laid back and calm and zen. But even my mom said, I've never seen you like this because I don't like liars. I don't like injustice. I have an issue with it. Integrity is important to me. It is way important to me. And this baby, she's about to be canceled. She is about to be canceled. Wait and see. Trust and believe. I'm a little fired up. I'm more than a little fired up. Mm. Isn't she arsony? She is awesome. But let me drop this. What did I just do? I can't see. Where's my chat? There's my chat. I hit the wrong button. Leave it to me. See, my Southern's coming out heavy tonight. The drawl is out. Here we go. Oh, yeah. All right. Here we go. So, anyway, I'm dropping my theories and then I'm going to show y'all some stuff. And I'm going to have to put fair use down. And I hope they don't strike me. But other people are sharing it. So it's got to be fair use. But wait till you see if you haven't already seen. Because, ooh, she's lied here, she's lied there, she's like, it's going to be paya. It's going to be paya. Implosion City. Thank you. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe. It's time for me to grow a little more. It's time for me to grow. You know, we do love and light and growth and healing and spirituality here. I want you to resonate higher. And for us to resonate higher sometimes, the spiritual warrior has to come out and eliminate darkness. And treating victimization like a joke so you can rise in Hollywood is beyond wrong. Beyond wrong. Hey, Sun TV and Major. It is beyond wrong. And she needs to learn. Because her own mom was scared of her. Her own mother, God rest her soul, one of her last notes to her was talking about she was scared of her behavior. Scared. Girlfriend sitting up there saying, I don't do drugs. Yes, she admitted to Dr. Kipper when Johnny's finger got chopped off, which she said, she has admitted, I've got the audio, that she was using ecstasy, Xanax, MDMA, and hallucinogenics, and cocaine. What do you think about that? And she's got prescriptions for a drug that's like an alternative Adderall. Why is somebody prescribing her a prescription that's similar to Adderall? Was she still young enough at the time that she was hyperactive and needed a drug that was, look, when you're an adult, it doesn't slow you down. It speeds you up. MDMA is like ecstasy. Now, I've never taken ecstasy. So it's supposed to be like a love drug? Yes, Sun TV and Major. She's making a mockery of DVSA-PTSD. A mockery of it. But if she has ADHD, typically if you give someone that's grown an Adderall type drug, with kids it slows them down. But with someone that's older, it typically does not slow them down. It reverses. But MDMA, yeah, hallucinogenic, but it's supposed to be like a love drug, ecstasy. But the other drug she takes is a drug for acne. So if she had any pussy things in her head, it was because she deals with acne. So, I digress. And you know how she says, "Oh no, no, I don't play guitars." There's a video of her playing a guitar. Yep, sirree. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, maybe, maybe. And after one of those incidents where she said that she had been AB, the next day she goes to Chateau Marmont with a bikini on with her friends at the swimming pool because her assistant reported it, not a mark on her. Not a mark on her drinking by the pool. People are crawling out of the woodwork. It has been confirmed May 16th of the year they split up after she reported being AB'd. There is footage of her in the building where Johnny Depp had his I forgot what you want to call it, one of the places he lived on the top floor in an elevator trying to hide. I don't know if she had anything on really with Franco trying to sort of hide from the cameras. Yep, girlfriend's going down. She's going down. She's going down. But it's sad when you are the Eastern Columbia building. Thank you, Anik. Annika, sorry. Thank you, Norma. And let me tell you, I don't wish demise on anyone. I just so despise. Y'all never seen me this hyped up, have you? I so despise people lying. I despise people going after people with total disregard. I have dug so deep down the rabbit hole on this case because that's who I am, especially when wrong is wrong. I have been obsessive about it. I've turned my mom onto it, but I've been obsessive about it because I want to dig the pieces apart. Is Johnny Depp perfect? No, none of us are. Did you know 10 years prior to meeting her, he was sober, clean and sober? He'd gotten clean and sober. I feel like one of the downfalls to her being young, think about it. She was young. I'm obsessive when it comes to truth and law and integrity and just right and wrong. I know there are shades of gray. I do give people grace. I give people grace when it does not cause harm to self or others in the extreme way. You know what I mean? He did alienate her from her friends. Let me tell you something. Johnny Depp put up one of her friends and a fiance in one of his condos or apartments or homes. He put up another friend. He didn't charge any of them anything. He put up a sister, Whitney, in another place. He charged them nothing for 1 to 2 to 3 years. He charged them nothing because she asked. She manipulated him. What did you say, Virginia Woolf? At Dear Dana, if all they have to prove is that he abused her, then just him yelling on those tapes may be enough. We all yell, Virginia Woolf. If you are married, you're going to tell me Neither of you have ever raised your voice to the other. How many couples are going to tell me that you have never raised your voice to the other one? If you can sit here and tell me that you've never done that, I'll give you my house. Then you're the next coming of Jesus if you have never raised your voice to the other one. Because I'm about to play you some stuff that's going to blow your mind if you've never heard it already. Going to blow your mind. Look, one of the things they have to prove that the op-ed article caused damage to his life and well-being. Then they have to prove that he wasn't a wife beater. Lord have mercy, Virginia. You have every right to feel like Amber Heard is innocent. But yelling in the end is not going to be the be all to end all. The jury has to be the one that decides whether she is guilty or not. It's up to the jury. Yeah, Arsenic says, not me, but both me and my wife are passionate Tarians. We yell. And Monica McCall says, they all made good come up on Depp. Abuse on both sides, I believe, but I think Depp will win. My gut feeling is when all this is said and done, they're releasing some of the jury. But I feel like when all is said and done, there's going to be this, because all of the jury is male. All of the jury is male. But I just have this gut feeling that when they are done with her, out of pure justice, because of what happened in the UK, these men are going to 100% vote for Depp. I just feel just out of pure justice, they're all going to vote for Depp. I went into a spiritual place and I checked, and I could be wrong. It's happened before. But I just have this gut feeling they're going to vote for Depp. Amber destroyed his career with all her court antics and debunked lies. She has just lost her career. No one in Hollywood will invest in her. She's canceled. Regardless of what that jury said, she's canceled. But I just have a gut feeling jury's going to say, goodbye, girl. Girl, go. Every time, have you noticed that she stares that jury down the entire time she is talking? And my feeling is she thinks she can seduce them. She thinks she can seduce him. I mean, almost immediately after the marriage, he was trying to get her out of there. Yeah, I'm about to play some of that. I am about to play some of that. Thank you, Marie. And look, I've been calling her Black Widow. Because here's my theory. Here's how a girlfriend plays. Yes, on TV, I'm about to play some of that. Here is how she goes. Oh, I know, Virginia. I'm just giving you a hard time. It can't be a fine line, Virginia Woolf. But they are trying to prove that the op-ed article that she wrote helped ruin him as well as that restraining order. Also, that she was a B and he was not. Okay? And he's trying to clear his name for himself and his children. Yeah. She said yeah, that erotic way. This girl, here's my theory as a psychotherapist and as a woman and as a spiritual person. Why would a woman start recording everything from the beginning of their relationship unless they had an ulterior motive? He started at first because she would gaslight him. So much so that he would think, well, you know, it's like somebody says, you might say, oh, look, it's a pretty white moon. And they'd go, oh, that moon's not white, it's green. And they mess with your mind so much, you start believing, well, oh, the moon is green. You can't believe your own thoughts. They confuse you. So you cannot trust your own thoughts, right? They mess with your head. So he started recording so he could keep up with what the reality was because she would mess with his thoughts. Tell him what he was thinking or what his reality was not his reality. So he would record what was being said. Because she would say things like, no, that's not what happened. It's like the recording of saying, he said, you punched me. I didn't punch you, Johnny, just because it wasn't a proper slap. I hit you. I didn't punch you. You see what I'm saying? Did she record good times? Nope. You're exactly right, Moonchild. So where they lived, it's you have to get permission from both parties. Like Georgia is a one party. As long as one person knows you're recording is cool. But California, you're supposed to get two parties permission. He would do that, she would not. But on some of the recordings I listened to, clearly he was going to different places to get away from her. And she was losing it if he'd go to another hotel room, if he would go to another property. She was losing her freaking mind. He was telling the truth. It is on different complete recordings that I have gone down the internet listening to. He is telling the truth. He was not stalking her. She was stalking him from place to place, calling him a coward because he was trying to get away to de escalate things. She was calling him a coward because he wouldn't finish fights. Hey, James Pruitt. So he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth when she was saying that Jack's stepfather, she hoped Jack's stepfather could be a better father to Jack and show Jack how to be a man. Thanks, James. He is telling the truth. The I've noticed the rumor going around about Kevin Costner when they were on a little break, and I heard the recording. They were on a break. Amber and Johnny Depp, for whatever reason, were on a temporary break. Johnny wanted her to go away. They'd gotten in an argument. She is a snake. I heard it today, a recording. She says, well, I didn't know if we were split. I was worried we might be. This had to be the time. She was at a party talking about Johnny with Kevin Costner. At a later time, and she was bragging about Johnny, and he said something to the effect, I'm going to pull it up and share it with you right now, because I've noticed it's going around Twitter. Kevin Costner is not denying it. Kevin is not denying it. So people were going, well, maybe it's a rumor. Kevin Costner's not denying it. So let me pull it up. Let me share it for you. Share. Share screen. I'm going to pull it up on Twitter. I went to Kevin's. Kevin's been on lately. He's not denying it. He sees it. Chrome. Let me pull it up from Twitter. Here we go. So, Justice for Johnny. I went to Kevin's page too. Okay. When you broke up, Kevin Costner on his Thoughts of Amber Heard. When you broke up with him for a day or two, though, it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, though, did it? Mm-hmm. The Worst Person of the Day award goes to this B list, mostly movie actress who's all about being famous no matter who she has to sleep with. Right now, she kind of hit the jackpot with that and is not shy about dropping his name when things don't go her way. And it's about Johnny. So when she was away uh, from him for 3 days, she was at a party talking about Johnny, right? And that's when Kevin said to her, well, when you broke up with him for a day or two, though, it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked, though did it. And the reason why they did a movie together called 3 Days. I can't remember the name of the movie. 3 Days in something. And the movie didn't hit it big. I can't remember what the name of the movie was. So, anyway, crap, what's the movie? Anybody know what the movie was she did with Kevin Costner? Anywho, she did a movie with Kevin Costner. That's how she ended up going into his trailer. 3 Days to Kill. Thank you, James Pruitt. That is how she ended up going into his trailer naked. So you see the pattern? She went to Johnny's trailer, but she was in a robe, I think. Then she goes into Kevin Costner's trailer, drops her robe, goes naked. Tries to do the same thing to him. Maybe she thought she could get a better deal. She was away from Johnny. So then breaks up with Johnny. Who does she go to? She goes to Elon Musk. Then she's hanging out with, what's his name? Elon and Franco decide they're not going to go give a statement in court. They both drop it at the last minute. Yeah, Kevin Costner's married. But so what? Well, he wasn't married, but he was with Vanessa Paradis. It didn't matter to her. And he had 2 kids, Johnny. He may as well have been married, sort of married. Did not matter to her. She doesn't care. She does not care. And she was married to a woman at the time. She does not care. Trying to crawl the Hollywood ladder. So what does she do? She wrecks Johnny's life and gets on top of the Me Too thing in the middle of the wave. What is the best way to get your face everywhere? Me Too. Me Too movement. But she did get Elon to pay part of the money to charity, $500,000, all of her legal bills. And rumor has it, we don't know, allegedly, rumor has it, you know she has a baby. God bless that baby. Please be good to that baby, Amber. Please get some help, Amber. I do pray she gets some help. I do not wish any ill will upon Amber except she gets canceled. I do hope she gets help so she maintains being a good mom to the baby she has. She has a 1-year-old baby. I do wish she gets help. I do. Sincerely wish she gets help. Because she had a tough upbringing. But rumor has it allegedly that she and Elon Musk went and made embryos. That they went and made embryos. And that there was a legal battle about the embryos. Elon's what, a trillionaire now? A trillionaire. And that there was a legal battle. Her mom warned her about the legal battle before her mom died. And that she retrieved one of those embryos and had a surrogate have the baby. And that is her baby Oolong now. Yep, Norma McDonald, allegedly. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. Exactly, Norma McDonald. He violated his student James Franco because he's got a sex addiction, which he admitted. James Franco admitted he has a sex addiction. So if he hooked up with Amber, you know how she's frisky. So maybe she thought she could get up the ladder with him. He's not doing much, so it wouldn't be a big deal to drop him. Yep. A fight about having the with not with Johnny, but with Elon Musk, because they had created embryos. Look, Elon Musk likes to procreate. He has a few babies and kids around. I just saw a big thing I watched about him the other day. Wow. I'm sorry about that, Norma. But Elon Musk, even if he is not with the mother, will pay her $20,000 a month. He probably puts them up, the moms, but will pay her $20,000 a month and then pay whatever the children need. Whatever the children need. So if she did that with Elon, she's got money for life. So that's another bankroll. That's just a steady bankroll. Well, there you go, Norma. Maybe she thought that'd get her another, because she did what, Adderall Diaries with Franco. She might have thought that would get her extra roles. Who knows? Yeah, God bless your friend. That's right, Monica McCall. But I feel like she will jump from well named Hollywood actors, and Elon was just, what, the richest man in the world? What Hollywood connections could he have? I think that's why she jumped over there like a spider, a hopping spider, to try to crawl the Hollywood ladder. To try to crawl the Hollywood ladder. She didn't try to hit the women that way because, Hollywood women are, in my opinion, I'm not an actress, just a therapist. I feel like they would be more competitive for her. It would be more of a cat fight for her. She would have more power over men, she feels. That's just my opinion as a therapist. Yes, Lord, you are right, Nick. She said, imagine what she would have done to Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise. Amber is a hoe, a high class one, sleeping for roles and prestige. Yes, but man, she damaged Johnny Depp. Him going through what he did in childhood, this is how it works. If you go through AB, I don't understand why YouTube won't let us say that word. People say the worst other kind of words, but you can't say SA or AB. I don't get it. Anyway, they both went through AB as kids. When you go through that stuff as kids, you go through one of two paths. It either makes you meeker, more empathic, more caring, more aware, more humble, kinder, sweeter, sometimes more anxious, more self reflective, and reflective upon how you can help and do for other people. You get the drift. Trauma bonding is real, Monica. Or you become more like the person, more like a internal bomb, and more like the person that was the ABer, right? In my opinion, Johnny Depp became more of a reflective, kinder person that ends up doing for people. Amber became more like the person that was the ABer. You either become softer or you become harsher. You take on the different roles. And that's what happened. Johnny became more like his father. Amber became more like her father. He was the one that was the ABer. Johnny's dad was not. So you see what happened. Can you see what's going on here? Norma says she claims Johnny didn't want her to work. I feel she used his name to get work. And that is what he didn't appreciate. Absolutely. I feel he started recognizing it. I feel he would help her do anything. But I also understand he knew the business. He knew what she had to do to really work and do the job. I don't feel like he wanted her just to be handed something and it sucked. Johnny walked away much like Johnny walked away from the fights. Johnny's dad walked away. Yes, 100% Norma. But he wanted to help her be a good actress, not give her things as an actress. And I hear some of what she said about his recommendations about if you want to be a serious actress, this is what you have to do. And I believe that part. I believe that part. You have to dress a certain way. You have to enter a room a certain way. You have to, you know, interact with people a certain way. I do believe that he tried to give her advice. Why wouldn't he? He knew what to do. Oh, heck yeah. When he brought up Kate Moss, oh, yeah. Now, I don't know if they're going to bring her in or just talk about the relationships. Absolutely, she married him for his fame. I feel like she said what she had to do, acted like she needed to do, etc., to get her foot in the door. That. I'm not even on your will. I'm not even on your will. Who says that? And for all that A B constantly, that made my brain feel scrambled. If somebody's doing that, all that before you even get married, why marry? Why marry? That made no sense whatsoever. I mean, you're making enough money, and there's enough many places to go. Look, real people that don't know where they're going to go, and you're living in the same place, and you don't have that all that money. That's one thing. I mean, my first husband started getting violent, and look, so many of we're intelligent women. It doesn't mean you're dumb when you get confused and mixed up in it. And girl, let me tell you, when you are in it, your mama is not the first person you call. You're trying to figure out what to do. Oh my Lord. You know, how am I going to figure this out? Where am I going to go? What just happened? And, hmm, you don't, your mama's typically not the first person you call when the crap goes down. Not typically. A, you don't want to worry your mama, and B, you're trying to figure out what you're going to do next. And when they say, well, Depp didn't tell the people at the hospital that she did it. Well, when something first happens, A, you're still in shock and you're embarrassed. When this first happened to me as part of it was like right after I first got married. That is not the first thing I tell the doctors. You know, this happened, and then he wrecked the car. Okay, so I just said we got in a car wreck. Well, we did get in a car wreck. He broke my finger first, then we got in a car wreck. It wasn't a lie we got in a car wreck, but I was just like shocked and didn't want to tell everything. And he was with me at the hospital, so I didn't want to say everything. You don't always say everything because you don't know what you're going to do. Exactly, Nikki. I mean, I am in a good marriage now. I love my husband. Look, everybody goes through a ton of things. Thank you, Norma. I'm not saying I'm the only one that goes through a lot of things. And I still feel shame because I'm not dumb. I'm very educated, etc., etc. But he could have killed me. It got that bad. I was terrified even after I was divorced and I had a child that was handicapped. Even after I was divorced and lived alone with my son, there were times I was still terrified he was going to come back and finish me off. Even after I was divorced. And even after I'd met Steven and I was going to move and I knew he knew I was going to get remarried, I was terrified he was going to come back while I was moving and be like, oh, no, you're not. So when I see her saying all that stuff and I recognize the lies, heck yes, it infuriates and enrages me because I know she is lying. I'm an intuitive, far stronger than that. I'm downplaying the word with intuitive because I don't like to say the other words. And I'm a psychotherapist, and I knew it and I know it, and it's just disregards the people that have actually gone through it, and it's going to make it so difficult for people to believe people that have. And then you have Johnny Depp. No, he's not perfect, but I understand the psychology of what he had to deal with her. No, I mean, I wasn't sitting there drinking and doing all that stuff that he's doing, but I understand what he went through. And he says he had to take stuff to numb it because I heard the tapes, and every time he tried to leave and break it off, and it's like a leech that won't let go, right? She was like a freaking leech that wouldn't let go. If you could hear how crazy some of the stuff I heard that I can't play on air, it was like, whoa. So I'm gonna when they after the finger thing with him, they're talking about a man going on a plane with her in case she flips out, so the man can handle her. So when I think of some of these men that have gone through it with women like her, and then they're embarrassed to report it because how they're going to be looked at as men. And I know maybe there's not as many men, but there's probably a lot of men, and they're afraid they're not going to be looked at as men. And I see that Johnny Depp lost so much, and so many people could still say things about him. If she wins this, and what he's been through so far, and then I know all the things that he has done without cameras there on his birthday, on his off time, out of his own pocket, okay? Out of his own pocket, out of the goodness of his heart, to help people that can't hear have hearing aids, to help people that are on the street with no food and no clothes, to go spend time and love on people, hospice, children's hospital, could go on and on and on and on. Soup kitchens. Without paparazzi. So, whether he's messed up or not, drinking and some drugs, that's the kind of person he is, and that's the kind of person she is. So, I would rather him win and some men be able to come out and speak up and she lose and the Me Too be ripped away from her and the truth come out. So, whether it looks like stupidity and chaos, he came forward and is spending millions of dollars and laying his soul out like a filleted fish. So, this is why this case is important to me. All the stupidity blended in. But the basis of this case needs to come out in the light. It needs to come out in the light. And his two kids have been tortured by this. By the media, by the paparazzi, by their peers. So we need to think about that too. And now she's dragged his kids in it, knowing they're not going to testify. So she can use that against him too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so heated. But it's just wrong. I'm sorry. My heart was like pumping. Amber will bring men who suffer abuse by their partners, which is a good thing. A lot of men get hit and don't speak up. That's what I want. I wish men that were watching right now, or women that have suffered and have been quiet, would know that they could speak up. Santivia says, JD used drugs and alcohol to self-medicate. He was more likely to hurt himself than anyone else. Absolutely. And two, let me drop the link in case anybody wants to come up because I forget sometimes. And right now I feel hot-headed. And I apologize. You guys are not used to seeing me this way. See, as a no-fault state, if you can prove DV, you get awarded more. And look, if he had said, and Annika said, Danny, I think we're heated because of this person. Yes. If he had said at the hospital that she had done this, they would have put her in jail. I do believe primarily he was using opiates. I do. Because think of it this way. She's saying he used 10 MDA and stuff like what is it, MDMA? And things like that. You were right. If she was that hurt down there, she would have gone to the hospital. And the fact she said she didn't know if it was broken or not, baby, if it was broken, you would know. If it was broken, you would know. And the other thing, did she say she was leaning over a pool table or a bar? If you're barely leaned back over a bar and you're standing and somebody's got one arm down and one arm like that, if you are standing and you're leaned back, you can get away. If you were bent the other way, it would be trouble. I don't believe an abuser starts abusing in his 50s. No! It is a pattern. It is a pattern over years. Johnny had several relationships and not one claimed that they did it. You'd think more people would come out if it were true, especially me too. Someone that does it has done it over years. Years. Look, I even had clients, and it's a pattern over years, 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 years. I've been a home social worker for many years and only had one case where the man was the victim. I suspect there are more, though. There are more that will never come out. And some men get used to it and think, oh, well, it's okay, she's a woman. No, it's not okay. My brother was falsely accused of DV and was acquitted, yet he lost his home, his son, everything. His wife did not want to split her income. I am so sorry. See, that is so wrong. Hey, Robin Cook, women weaponize cancel culture against men. They do. I'm sorry, Robin. I'm just so hot and bothered about this. Paranormal says, I want to say hi. I'm in traffic right now. Enjoy the show, everyone. She first had bare breasts, and in less than a second, she said her back. I know. So, but, okay, I'm going to play something for you guys, and it may be a little bit, but it's way worth hearing. It's shocking, actually. Shocking, shocking. Let's see where it is. Okay, here we go.
Video on the evidence, witness testimony, and 3D recreations surrounding this alleged incident. If you want to give that a watch first, it might help you follow along better here. A
Credit
small
to
portion of this audio was
incredibly
reported on recently
average.
by the Daily Mail. This version will be uncensored and will use some of the same audio, but much of it has never been heard before. I've cut it down from hours of white noise, no noise, cleaning sounds, and non speaking to
Can
get
you
a
hear
much
it?
cleaner product, and one that I believe is much more accurate in terms of what is actually being said and what has been reported on already.
Tell
Fair
me if you
warning
can
though,
hear it.
there are some loud moments, so I'm sorry for your headphones. The voices you're going to hear. Amber Heard. Amber is the one who secretly recorded this whole thing for reasons only she knows. Taking place in Queensland, Australia on March 8th, 2015, mere moments after she claimed to have been physically assaulted, pushed, punched repeatedly, choked, slammed, and dragged naked over broken glass, allegedly leaving her with a swollen nose, a busted bloody lip, and countless slashes all over her arms, legs, feet, and body. The Sun newspaper, who Johnny Depp is suing for defamation, has not only parroted these ever changing allegations, but are now helping her by adding claims that she was also sexually assaulted during this alleged incident. Johnny Depp. Johnny has submitted evidence that he was the one assaulted during this incident, with Amber throwing a large vodka bottle,
Um,
breaking and severing his finger, and burning his face with a cigarette. Dr. David Kipper and nurse Debbie Lloyd. Amber Heard would have you believe this duo, who specialize in addiction, were solely tasked with helping Johnny. But as you listen to the audio, you'll realize they are very much present to help deal with Amber, who is having what I can only describe, in my opinion, as a manic episode. Make note that during the entire audio, not only does Amber not speak as someone who just moments earlier had been physically and sexually assaulted, but these medical professionals, along with everyone else present that you'll hear, are not even acknowledging any existence of the horrifying physical injuries Amber now claims she received. And let me make it very clear. Dr. Kipper and Debbie Lloyd are members of Amber's official medical team as well. I think she doesn't want you to know she was receiving treatment for her own addictions and psychological patterns and tendencies. In fact, their goal seems to be to calm her from her episode with Seroquel, an antipsychotic which Amber took regularly. Ben King. Ben was the estate manager for the couple's rented home while in Australia. He also flew home with Amber to drop her off with her friends and make sure she didn't kick off again. Jerry Judge. Jerry Judge, who has since passed on, may he rest in peace, can be heard in the majority of the audio. He was Johnny's head of security at the time, and it is very clear that he, at this point, was already familiar with Amber's tactics of manipulation. You'll hear him talking to others in person and on phone calls with various members of Johnny's team.
Oh, that's
There are
sad.
interactions with Amber in which she appears to be scrambling to tell a story about what happened, a story that has continued to evolve to this day and, at the time, included nothing of physical or sexual abuse. I'll offer some closing comments at the end. I would really appreciate it if you stick around and didn't just take the audio without understanding the information surrounding it. So here goes.
I wish you fucking understood what you are and who you are and how you fucked me over and make me feel sick
Sorry for the language.
of myself. That's just disappointing. Because you're still finding our forgiveness with that on. He's going to be super out. Otherwise, he's going to be super out.
Now, can you imagine that looking around and you don't know where that finger is? They're having to search everywhere for that thing.
I know, but it would have been a little people. It would have been where the initial injury. Well, actually, it could be in here too. So, I just, so you know, I'm going to tell her.
She shattered the bone. Did y'all see that? She shattered the bone.
The majority of the blood, Debbie, is downstairs, but I went through that really carefully. Oh, wait, there's a. So I'm trying to clean something out. You know, I'm really concerned because he's got a lot of pain.
A lot of pain?
Pain. He's got a lot of pain also. Okay. Did you saw it?
No.
But it's a very moment to get in that interaction. My reason, which may be wrong, should be where all the blood is, and that's down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. Let me go give it some hands and then I'll come back.
And, yeah. I looked at it really carefully, but Dad's down there, he couldn't see it either.
Okay.
Didn't find it.
Oh,
All right, Jerry,
Throw it in the trash if there is.
my advice, Amber's gonna take care of herself, we're gonna take care of them. They can't be together now since the last. So, however, Amber, I think she should be in Los Angeles with her support system. And this has to run its course. And this is not gonna be 1 day, it's gonna be 2 days,
See, Dr. Kipper is Amber's doctor, and Debbie is her nurse. They're not Johnny's.
If somebody needs to fly there,
Jerry's been close.
she won't touch her.
I mean, I know, I don't need to validate what you're saying, but.
No, but I'm just wondering if there's another person that has anything.
Well, I asked those same questions earlier, and it all was like that. For that reason, because he's not going to be manipulated, he's a strong guy.
See, they know she manipulates people.
Yeah, is there a trash that has bandages in it?
What works, man?
You don't mess with the house, man.
Already had a flavor.
What's just be gone?
Is he gone?
Yes. Which I feel like is maybe one of the first things we can't, when I'm scared of.
Now, look through this. I looked through it once. I didn't see anything that looked like that. It's the thing, but I bet it's in here. He's got this all over. I mean, he's going to get infected, so that we have to start ours.
We are not. How big of a piece of skin are you looking for?
We're looking at this. We're looking at like a third of the and it's that. I mean, he's going to get cellulitis. That loves him. Maybe she should have some. I told Daddy to go over use
Can I give her like 50 careful?
what?
50 careful?
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
She only usually takes 25. You okay with 50?
Oh, the Seroquel?
Yeah.
I'd be okay with 100. But here's 50. So I'll tell you what's going in that. This is guilt. This is guilt.
See, they know.
She won't take 50. I gave her 25 and 300 and said we reassess in a little bit.
She's more worried about herself than she is him.
Ben's saying that as we speak, I'm saying, David's still got a bad job, so you know what's going on. She's made a point of thinking she can't possibly. Because when I told Christine, obviously that she can't have that, and told her that she's listening, she wants to go where he is, she knows he's gone, she thinks she's going to do something else say now. How long does it take?
And this was today, by the way, not just paying anything. It is,
What's the cost of the guy? When we should start along.
I know, really. I didn't hear any of this in court.
No.
Like, none of it.
No. I think he allowed this thing.
Well, one of them is dead.
He's in Malcolm Hill. He is asleep. It's a street revelation, so he's good. I'm talking to
The butler's dead, or whatever he is.
she hasn't given me a fire answer that she wants. She wants to stay here and see it.
Because she's still trying to say she didn't cut his finger. So I don't think it's been played.
Well, they're saying she's just happy. He's happy to go with her. So, although she's talking to me and she keeps following me, she's made it quite clear to me. She said, I thought I trusted you, but I don't, because you told Christy I thought you'd get that on there. I suggested I did. And I said, she turned around and said, I called 5 different times over the last couple of weeks, and said that Jerry told me that that's what she was saying. I said, no, you said it not to you. But I'm not going to let you. I told you I'll never let you to go on the job. So what she is talking to me, she's obviously crying up and down. He has been given some minutes. Debbie said, I'm getting sick. She said, she will figure out.
And this is when the SA was supposed to have happened too, and she was supposed to have been beaten up. But you see, they don't say anything about her being hurt.
I don't have any pain, but the other one, you don't get on the plane more. Ben's have a different way. But we also do this, at this place coming up. This. Well, no, if you have a point, I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to, as I said, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm happy to go back and have her over. And then we've had HSA schools. But I've always said to Stephen, tomorrow has to be, film-wise, has to be cancelled. Okay, he's in no fit state. He's in no fit state. And like Stephen. Okay, fine. I hear what you're saying. I'm just, look, I've seen you on the head. I've never seen this back. And when I say he wrecked this place, I mean it's wrecked. There's no problem. There is a TV. She did it. Was a phone. It missed. There's been bombs from. She admits to me. She threw a bottle on me. She did it first. She admits to me that. And I said, she also said, she said, I said, really beautiful things to do in my temple. He was shouting out, screaming out. And that's scratches on her left arm, which Debbie told me about. I looked at it, and I've seen those scratches before on other people. And it's all done, just self-inflicted. I'm convinced about it, self-inflicted. At the moment, I'm working with the devil, on this lady down, because we'll be selling the car to kill her. To turn around and go legal on this, to get this whole thing calmed down. I've been hurt, I've been hurt, he's trying to say, I can understand her. And she admitted also that she hit him first. She actually hit him in the face. But he has a small burn on the right hand side of his face, which she says, I see that yesterday. Which she said on Friday, he got a cigarette and put into his own face with the cigarette because it was so bad. He's not well. We need to help him out in every way we possibly can, but we need to help him. And I felt convinced she got when he was here. She's sometimes listening, sometimes not. And I said, you can't help her. You can't. You two need to be separated. You can speak on the phone, but you need to leave him alone. By the way, we have now found piece of flesh on the job of the center. It's packed in ice, it's on its way back to its emotional development. It's acting on its own way back there, in a bag wrapped up with heart. He just thinks it's John's vacation. And I'm still talking to her. Well, the other she was responding to me. She breaks down the factors. She's made it quite clear that he has told me that after 2 weeks, my job, and she said, I have stood up to you so many jobs, I have rejected you down. I tell you, Chris, I can't go a fat cold man. And I said, I did. Because I'm not the lady, I'm not the job. And at the time, it's like, 5 minutes later, she said to me, do you think he does it? No, that was my answer. Right, she tells me she's working with me. I'm just, she died. And I said to you, because she said, no, that's the, it has to be someone strong in case she kicks off. So, we are really needing to do the same hotel. I've got cars coming right just in case. I'll see what Mark wants to do. I'll see what Mark wants to do. Because rather than the setting, everything is not set. I'm not to place my whole lot of everyone. So if he wants to play home back to him, I'll send it. If not, I'm going to go to get out of it. But it's all hidden this. It's all like, and one minute she agrees, no, I'll stay back. I'm trying to get it back. I got that. She heard it. Tonight, you go back. I see. When I tell you, I'm not going to myself. This is $74,000 for the wages. Just run everywhere. And I'll give you a grand on. For instance, here's a piece to it. I covered it in blood stacks and drip it off. And then I looked at the stacks. And the bar, he drank everything in the basket. She borrowed within 2 hours. He took 10 ecstasy tablets. Ecstasy tablets. I had one $50 it's not the time to talk about it, but that's what I'm saying. If someone keeps supplying, he's got to owe it. And I was crazy. She was like that for she's house. But on top of that, he drank tequila. I'm trying to vodka. He's not drinking vodka in photography because she said he didn't want me to smell it. When I turned around and told him he was drinking, can you calm down? Yes, tell me you're going to keep that. And then he picked up one bottle and threw it away. But I know he's a certain moment question. How was that? My doctor's agreeing. I'm not going to say she did it. Why he did it? Right now, the boss is already. And Davis looked at it. And David has said, yes, it has not fallen down the sink. Now, when I was thinking yesterday, she was stone cold sober. She doesn't smell a booze. So, if it became, I don't know, and I trust him, not fucking know. If you leave now, and this is the way she's always ready. Everything is out. It's completely on his out. And all she wants to do, all she needs to do is love. Stephen, I'm ultimately her everything. Get her the fuck out of it. That's all I want to do. And I'm going to publish this question. I said, why don't tell her everything she wants to do? We need to fuck out here.
I just said I'd give it a couple of minutes. Yeah, I don't know if that was what went at the TV or what it just said.
No, I looked at the copy of the TV.
Oh,
Yeah, the copy of the TV.
Good the evidence.
And I'm honest with you.
You did?
I don't know why I think he was here. I think she did. Because he's always sitting down there. Doesn't make any fucking difference. It doesn't make any difference, does it, really?
No. I said I'd give it a couple of minutes. office and help with finish packing.
I need to know what,
Hotel, we need to look for,
how is she,
up for it, yeah.
well, let me go with Christine, I'm going with Christine and John.
I mean, I just said, yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm not sure we need.
Who's going to play out?
This is insane. Thank you for the happy Mother's Day. Ben and Jerry, I didn't think about it like that.
He's awake, I presume he's awake, that's what they're saying. His alarm said they just left the hotel, so I'm assuming he's awake. For them to take him down there to have it done. And I will say, it is true, the quicker you get it done, the quicker it takes. It'll heal up a lot quicker. Okay? So, okay. Well, let's see if we can just get the room into my name or whatever. I'll shoot room to shoot in my name, and then we'll see what she wants to do. Don't get me wrong. She's cooking, she's changing her mind every 5 minutes, okay? Yeah. I understand. Okay. Well, he's dangerous. I'll be honest with you. I do believe the way she is, we need, if she kicks off, we need someone strong like me and I'll help you with it.
I mean, you hear that? If she kicks off,
But
meaning if she has a fit, they could tackle her.
Ben has been upstairs for 2 hours. He's talking to her, and he has a way of just keeping her calm. What I do not want to do at the moment is jeopardize what we're doing with Johnny, because his finger comes first. And you know what? Seriously, if she has to stay here an extra 24 hours to get him sorted out, fuck it, she stays here for another 24 hours if we have to. Johnny's more important. Yeah.
On the other side of the phone makes me sound like the old-timey movies.
The way she talks, she's breaking down in the corner, but at the same time, she's packing a bag, so she knows what she's doing. I don't think she intends to do anything stupid. She keeps saying, I don't believe him, and will say, look, he needs some time on his own. And then when he's on his own, we'll remind him, and then you two can talk on the phone, and then you can come back. But no matter what happens, she needs to leave Australia to get the fuck out of here. She really does. And that's Kitty's idea.
See, her own doctor does not want her near Johnny. No way. No possible way.
I didn't say that. She said, yes, you are, because Christy told me, because she said to Jerry in London. And she asked me, I suggested. Hello. Okay, we're still talking. I'm trying to help her and clean up as much as we can. She seems to be quite happy. I'm asking her. And she seems to be happy if Ben travels with her. Now, she's also saying to me, if I stay here, do I promise that I'll keep her up to date in what's happening to him? And I said I would. She's still upstairs, she hasn't come down yet, we think she might be sleeping. Now, my question is to you, are you happy for that to happen? I don't care either way, I'm happy to travel to LA and drop her
I
off.
mean, can you see how they're like,
She
don't want to deal with her?
knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. No, I'm saying Amber, she does. She's not a fool. Yes.
What am I missing here?
Exactly. Now, yeah, pick them up and bring them through. We get a car and then take it to the apartment. And I've asked them, would she go and see her shrink? She
Yes,
said she would.
Anna K. Hildebrand.
And as soon as he's calm, and as soon as David has given his medication and he gets himself sorted out, then maybe later on in a week, in 2 days, in 7, whatever David tells us, and maybe then she talk. But she keeps obviously doing the usual thing of breaking down in tears, saying, shall I go, shall I go, shall I go? And no, I don't. Yes, yeah, shall I leave, shall I stay here and wait? And I just said, look, I'll be honest with you, they don't want me to see him because at the moment that's the problem. And at least she's listening, but I'm very finding that she's bursting into tears. Now, what I would say to you is that I know Nathan's working on it. I've just spoken to Stephen. They're at the hospital waiting for the hand surgeon to come in to try and get it fixed on his finger. So that's okay. All right? All right.
Mr. Very back, I come back and look and what about the empty bag? To one head down, one head with that brush, used to be brush over. The other one was over. That means you can look at it on top of Xanax, Adderall, ecstasy, and booze. I hate to be hasty. I hate that I'm the one that has to go, I hate that I'm the element that really sets it off. I hate that Jerry, I don't want to do that. I really hate it. You're not perfect.
I don't think that. That's my own question. I don't think that for a second.
No, I was trying to make that a very calm, rational point. And I was talking to them. It's hard to tell somebody. No, it's hard to tell sometimes. Before you go off, you get it. And I was trying to talk to them. Irrationally and stuff, and then of course it just came off. When we got to that point where we were staying off. I feel so stupid, Jerry. Oh, I'm so over here. I ship things. Really lost.
Okay, I'm saying the best I can.
Oh,
You have so much of
All part of the job, you're right. All part of the job. You're part of the job. No, I think you can job, I'm saying, put all this together.
I reckon we roll this up.
Yeah.
And probably some sort of replace it.
I'll roll this up on the table.
Whoa.
Jerry? Since we don't have the hotel yet,
Go on,
So there you have it. I hope you have a better understanding of what actually happened. What I find to be interesting, among many other things, is again how nobody, including Amber, is talking about the severe injuries she now claims she received. Nobody is talking about a busted lip or a broken nose or slashes all over her body and feet and legs and arms. It's almost like those injuries didn't exist. You would think if she was injured, like she now claims, somebody would be getting her medical attention as well, but instead it's Johnny who ended up in the hospital due to his injuries, while everyone else worked to get her home peacefully in hopes she wouldn't explode again along the way. It's also interesting how much her story and stories have evolved and changed and contradicted themselves, from Johnny punching a wall and hurting his hand to this taking place over a 3 day stretch now when it really happened on 1 day. And even Johnny taking 10 ecstasy tablets in a span of 2 hours, and now she claims he took 8 overnight. And then there's the outright lies being told in Virginia and UK courts by Amber and the Sun, stating this occurred on March 4th when it was really March 8th, and on top of that, claiming this happened at night when it actually happened during the AM hours. So much counter evidence has been stacking up against them. Not to mention, as evidence has come to light that has shown that she was the aggressor and the one who assaulted him, causing him a severe injury, throwing her entire claims into question, she is now adding sexual violence to her allegations. In my opinion, it's very clear with all the evidence that has come out over the past few months that Amber Heard is not being truthful about what happened during her relationship with Johnny Depp.
Okay, uh-oh. Okay, how about that? Things are getting cray. Cray, cray, cray. Yep. Released a year ago, before what happened in Virginia. So much information yet to come out. Yep, she took all those drugs, and yet she's in court trying to act like she takes no drugs. She doesn't drink too much alcohol. And you notice she didn't have all those wounds she was talking about. Not walking around on shattered glass. No bloody footprint. She admits to popping his finger off. So wait till they start playing those in court. Why haven't they already played those in court? And they've got a week off to prepare for all of this? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I mean, don't they know this has been floating around the internet? And now the internet's being swarmed with all of these. The attorneys have every right to pick up all this info while they're out for a week. And I love every minute that Kevin Costner is not vetoing what's being put out, nor is Franco, even though he's not going to testify. Hey, Don Thomas. And there's someone that lived in the same building and knows of her that has been popping in on Popcorn Planet, which I love that channel as well, if you haven't checked it out. But this information came from, let me get the channel correct. I hope I wrote it down correctly. I will list it below if I don't say it correctly on here. Incredibly Average is the channel. Giving credit to Incredibly Average. So check that channel out. That's where I've gotten this. A lot of the channels have been using it. He puts out great info. I believe she claimed, essay later, much later, medical records to show she was hurt. There are no medical records to show that. And if she was having any flashbacks, it's from a memory from somebody else. Yeah, no medical records. And if this is her acting ability, it's so sad. I mean, well, eyes are going to be glued on that because I hate to say it. What is it called? Rottenborn and her female attorney are sad. I mean, maybe they've done better on other cases This is not one of them. But Johnny's attorney? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Confessing about the drugs. I think it was toward the end. Okay, hold on. Share screen. Let's see if I can find it. If it will let me. Go to the very back of it. See. This one, I think I erased it. I think I shut it off because it was still talking. I'm sorry, but I can tell you what it was. It was ecstasy, Xanax, cocaine, and hallucinogens. If that helps, Anik. Annika, it was ecstasy, Xanax, cocaine, and hallucinogens is what she was using. Annika, they are, but she's already hired them and she's paying them. So they're giving her support anyway and trying to fight it. They're already in it too deep. Yeah, they claim to have she claimed to, let me put it up there. Where am I? Did I stop sharing? Okay, there it is. Norma, she also claimed he pulled her hair, broke her nose, busted her lip, gave her black eyes, and yet was on James Corden that night. She said she wore heavy makeup, but makeup artist said no bruise. And also, there was a hair expert on somebody else's channel. She was in the chat, and she said that hair that was on the floor. You remember when she said her hair was everywhere? She said that was not human hair on the floor. 100% that was not human hair on the floor. That it came from a weave or an extension that she cut and put on the floor, pointed to, and took a picture. Yeah, they just need to go along with her. She paid them. They know. They know, but they've got to do their job anyway. I agree with you, D. They're trying to play egg scramble. Remember when I said she was scrambling my brain? That's why they're jumping around the timeline to confuse the jury and make it seem like this alleged abuse happened all the time. Because when Amber is on, and I'm not going to burden you with it, I'm sure you've seen enough. She's all over the timeline, so you don't know what year it is, what country you're in. Are you in the plane? Are you in the bedroom? Look, you're kind of like this, right? And I'm going to tell you a little something too. When Amber, if you'll notice, and you can tell me if you want me to pull her up, but if you'll notice, a lot of time when Amber is talking to them and she goes, her mouth goes down like, look, you want to look like it's a pout. You want to look like it's a pout, or she wants to look like it's a pout. When someone does this a lot, that means, maybe I will pull something up, they don't believe what they are saying. They don't believe what they are saying themselves, which is body language for it's basically a lie they're saying. It's basically a lie. And I told somebody the other day, I may have said it last time, if you took a drink every time she did that, you'd be wasted. You'd be wasted. You don't want to play the drunk game. Also, a lot of times when she is saying something that Johnny has done. Let me give you an example. Let me share this. Share screen. Here's an example. Oop, is it sharing? It doesn't look like it. Hold on. This is it. Okay. Notice when Amber's saying something about what Johnny does, she will shake her head. Is it not playing? Nope, because I didn't play. Here it goes. She'll talk about Johnny doing
He's
something,
texting this woman
but she's shaking her head
that he
left
had
and right.
had a relationship with on and off, kind of at the beginning of our relationship. So I recognized the name, but the date was right after the wedding. I saw it. He had gone to her house
Crying left and right.
after we got married. Like upon touching down in Los Angeles, I think it was the next day, he went to this woman's
Shakes it.
house that
Little shakes.
he has a sexual relationship with.
Little mouth downturned.
And
She doesn't believe what she's saying. She doesn't believe what she's saying. So that's a lie. Doing the head like this, mouth going down. She's lying. When you see her do like this, she doesn't believe what she's saying. When someone's telling you a story and their head's like this, right? Telling the truth. If she was talking about being attacked, and she was especially SA, and she's looking down and looking up, more like that, you know when someone's living it, right? They're going through it. That's a really hard story to tell. Or they're thinking in their head and processing, or going. She tells it like she's like trying to read a script of a movie. When she went into some of the, I can't even. Depp looks down a lot because when you have been through it with an attacker, you don't want to look at your attacker. You don't want to deal with them in that way. She stares him down. Oh no, honey, you don't want to play drinking games when she's testifying. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. See if I can find it for you. Okay, let me see. This is supposed to be Amber Heard's scalp. I think. Is that it? Amber Heard's scalp showing missing hair. Okay, we'll do this one. See if we can do it. Where's my share? I'm getting blind. Here it is. Share. And share. Amber Heard scalp. Here it is. This is supposed to be it right here. I lie. I told a lie. Okay. Can you see it? Or no? This to the far right is supposed to be her scalp. I was trying to blow it up, but it's not working. It's not letting me. This one to the far right. I'm not getting a good image. So I'm going to stop sharing. It's not letting me. Yeah. It's just all falling apart. If you have borderline personality disorder, again, you don't know where you start and others begin, and you often try to morph into them. Now, there's different levels of it, and a lot of times you don't have good boundaries, and you push the limits, But she has more. You add the narcissism into it, and she wants power. And the histrionic, she wants power, and she's so aggressive. It's more than just the personality disorders in play here. It's just the greed as well. No worries. I apologize for coming in late, but when she sniffs whatever that Kleenex, I see this very brief look of amusement. Oh, what? I lost your note. Very brief look of amusement that I got away with it, or I can't think of the word. I see what you're getting at. Duper's delight almost. But at first people were going, "Oh, she's doing the C word." You're absolutely right, Norma. There's disgust and dismissiveness in a lot of her expressions, which people might confuse with sadness, when she's acting and everything. But I was teaching some of my students when I was showing them body language. A lot of the times, if you take a person's image and you take an image and I would say, cover their mouth and just look at their eyes and see what the image of their eyes are portraying to you in that particular image, right? A frozen image. And then cover the eyes and see what the mouth shows separately. And you would be surprised at what it does, right? So I was doing it with Amber in different images when she was testifying. Girl, I mean, it's totally different because you have to look at the little micro expressions that the face shows because they will be a giveaway even when the person is trying really hard to show something else. And she really is working her face the whole time. But it's just really sad to say that she, when she couldn't get everything she entirely wanted out of Johnny or the other people, bringing that article to insinuate she was a victim and taking it to the top to represent the Me Too movement when knew she'd be on top of articles and magazines and speak. I don't know if she got to do TEDx, but speak before tons of people and be on television shows and have connections. You see what I'm saying? The spider web grew largely for the spider under wrong premise. So it reached far and wide to give her opportunities. Maybe not at once in Hollywood. But what it did was it cut Johnny Depp off at the knees. And it rippled effect in his family, financially, emotionally, spiritually, to his children on down. And his integrity, how he was known, etc. I completely agree. The ACLU, I completely agree. Not that it cannot be repaired, but I completely agree. ACLU, L'Oreal, everybody that she touched, basically. And the people that let Johnny Depp down, he can get clean and sober again. He can get his reputation back. I bet he'll learn a very fine lesson by going through this. I bet he'll learn a very fine lesson. But other people will too. You get what I'm saying? So, as messy and sticky and crazy and messed up as this may seem, what's the bigger lesson here? There's important lessons here in the midst of this insanity. And that is, men need to stand up. And when people are dragging your name and they're doing it in such a way that they're lying about you and allowing other people to believe things that aren't true. Oh, yeah, the divorce demands, Lord. She's living in one of his homes right now, and the $7 million that was supposed to be donated. Do you know more demands that I don't know about? I mean, it ultimately ended up being a lot more money, right? Onwards and upwards of closer to $50 million. I mean, ultimately, his finger ended up being cut because he brought up the post nut and she flipped out. She wasn't naked when they got there, and you could hear her stomping around in boots or brogans on the recording. And she does play the guitar, by the way. She learned lots of things about Johnny so she could be more of what he wanted before she ever met him. Poetry, etc., etc. She wanted 3 penthouses, and for him to let her keep the Range Rover, and she wants him to pay for all her expenses. Good Lord. She's a sommelier. She's going to turn into a wine. Mine was blown when she said she was a sommelier. She's a Black Widow. Amber Alert. She's a Black Widow, in my opinion. But I do hope she gets help. And I thought she had some. Anyway, she's got problems. She does have mental health problems. Johnny's got some mental health problems. Depression. He's the one with depression and PTSD. Definitely. And hopefully he's overcoming some addiction problems. Here's what I would like to say, Amber Turd. Keep Johnny's name out of your effing mouth. High five. Okay? She is a Black Widow. She has a pattern and a plan. A pattern and a plan. And she has a history of controlling and abuse. She needs to be in a heavy duty program or to spend time in jail. The planning and pretending every day for years to reach a goal, I couldn't do it, shaking my head. Oh, me either. I mean, she needs to take whatever millions she has, go back to Texas, live a normal people life, invest her millions, and forget about living in LA or wherever and blowing the money and spending riches, in my opinion. She could take a couple million and invest it and live a nominal life and live well. Because no, I would be shocked if anybody hires her again. Norma says, in LA, to have 50-50, since it's a no-fault state, you need to be married for 10 years, which is why Tom Cruise divorced Nicole Kidman just shy of 10 years. That's ridiculous. But she got a better one. The planning and pretending is just, But in the end, she does have mental health problems. Does it excuse her for what she did? No, because she's intelligent and still highly capable of making proper decisions. But she does need intense help if she wants it. But she does have an evil streak. She does. She has an evil streak. Why does her behavior remind me of Meghan Markle minus the physical abuse? I don't think Meghan Markle is to that degree. I just don't. What did I see legally, Leah? Legal. Oh, I didn't see that. Legally, she's not entitled to all her demands because they were not married for 10 years. What a mess. I would agree, Dee, to give you a 90 as a present. What the hey? Did she seduce him too? That would be my question. Did that therapist cross boundaries? That is a hot mess. Did that therapist cross some boundaries? I mean, she's just, It just feels like she uses sex as a tool to get what she wants. That's what it feels like. I don't know everything about what's going on, but it just really feels like she came at 17. So, was she did she get on the casting couch and think that was the way to go? Who knows? Don't know. Did her dad go what kind of abuse did she deal with at home besides physical? I just don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I know that she's gone out and beat up on her sister. But her sister still stands up for her. Yep, and that's why she sexualizes Johnny's attacks on her to arouse the jury. For a minute, when she did find some emotion in an essay attack, to me, it almost felt like maybe she had an attack in another place and time that she projected onto Johnny. That's almost what it felt like. But the use of a bottle, it just felt like it came from another place. Isn't her dad in jail? I don't know. I don't know about her dad being in jail. I'd have to go further with that. But her stories are scattered. They jump all over the place. It's like she adds pieces and parts of words here and there. But the bottle attack felt like it could have been possible, but it didn't belong to Johnny. It felt like a piece of a memory from somewhere else, from vastly somewhere else, that she just inserted. And I couldn't help but feel And I don't want to blame her dad, but I couldn't help but feel maybe her dad, maybe somewhere else growing up, and she just injected it. Oh, no, her personal assistant said Amber stole the assistant's own essay and used it as it happened to her. But it just felt like an injected. But I mean, was able to dig up some emotion from somewhere. Because that's the only time I sensed any emotion, but it did not belong in the landscape. Anyway, there's too many inconsistencies. She's grabbing and pulling from things. She's doubling up when the times are taken from. She's stepping all over herself. And then there was one point when she said he had pounded on her and she got herself together and went and took Lily Rose to a sushi restaurant. Well, I found a picture online of her when she had taken Lily Rose to that sushi restaurant. Guess what, folks? She's totally fine. She's completely fine. There's no evidence anywhere. She's fine. And I've heard, I didn't want to drag him out and put him on here, numerous videos of her admitting going after him and chasing him from place to place and him trying to de-escalate and find safety. I have a question though. Does anybody know why they reduced the jury? Oh, Lily and Jack had perfect intuition. Does anyone know why they reduced the jury? That's what I'm curious about. And since the jury is not exiled away from all social media, phones, etc., they can stay away from it, but they are not stopped from talking to family and stuff. So you're going to tell me nobody's going to say a word to them about what they're hearing, etc. You know what I mean? Since they're not clustered away from people. But she didn't, and okay, they got to go home because it's not a criminal case. Anyway, even though it's a messy, sticky, weird Amber Black Widow Spider Amber Alert case, it looks ridiculous in the eyes of many, and initially probably me too. This case can hold precedence, and it is my prayer and hope that people are able to come forward with their stories. Yeah, maybe so, but they can't exile them because it's not criminal. They can't do it. But that it changes things and that Amber hasn't mucked it up. I didn't say f, I said m. Because it's important. And I hope Johnny sets precedence so men that are AB'd feel brave enough to say something. This crap needs to stop. And mental health needs to have a light shined on it. People need to quit being intimidated, feeling like it's taboo. Because let me tell you, if you don't get your mental health clear, mental health not being addressed, stuffing everything down that makes you feel bad, not talking about it, not getting support for it, not having someone to help you, not being able to talk about AB, all of it. If you stuff all that stuff in, guess what? It causes disease. It impairs your life. You cannot walk around with the weight of the world on you and stuff all of that inside yourself. You can't do it. Mental health is as or more important than all of it. Because if you don't have that in check, you can't handle the rest of it. Norma says, yes, Dana, I do believe there is a big lesson to be learned. If anything, if someone is abused, they must find the strength to leave. You're absolutely right, Norma. And it is so hard. And you have to have some kind of support system, someone to reach out to, some kind of plan. Hey, Carrie Ann, thank you for being here. Oh, yes, and while I'm thinking about it, because I'm terrible at it, please like, share, subscribe. This is a safe haven. This is a no judgment zone. I welcome all religions. Look, in the end, we are all loving and trying to get to the same place, maybe a different name. I don't care. I love and respect everybody as long as you're not cruel. And my motto is your vibe attracts your tribe. So, bottom line, this is a loving and caring place, you know? So, yes, please like, share, and subscribe. But, Moonchild said, I may have missed this, but Dana, did you address why you think Amber is dressing like Johnny? Okay, 2 reasons. Could be one of 2 reasons. She has borderline personality disorder, in my opinion, too, like Dr. Curry. And a lot of times, the person you feel attached to with borderline, you tend to morph into, you know. You adapt their style, their way of being in the world. And I've seen it with other pictures and other partners she's had in the past, but more so with this court thing, it almost feels like a psychological game. It could be the borderline thing, or it could be a thing of, I'm still a part of you. Don't you forget that. So he'll dress one way one day and she'll mimic it the next. It felt like a psychological play to me. I'm still a part of you, Johnny. Don't you forget that. That kind of thing. An ownership thing. That was my internal feeling to start with. It could also be partly bipolar. I mean, not bipolar, borderline. But it felt like a psychological ploy to mess with him. That was kind of my initial feeling. Jimmy Kimmel even said Amber Heard copied JD. What did it say? I missed it. Because she was jealous of his charm. Hopefully the rebuttal will cut this abuser down to size. She is a terrible actor on that stand. I agree. Maybe they're cutting out some of the jurors because they got a crush. I don't know. I don't know. Narcissists will copy the target that they want to torment. They want their attention and they can't stand being away from their target, says Willow. honey, I want Dana, check your Twitter DMs, please. My Twitter DMs? I've also got my Twitter or my Instagram. Amber kept talking about her love for him in a way that seemed like she was telegraphing a personal moment they should in order to torment him. Carrie says Norma because they know anyone with half a brain can see through their lies. Okay, what really is concerning is, any man that hooks up with her after this must like torture. Okay, I will, Anna Kay. But I cannot wrap my brain around any juror that would choose otherwise. I can't. I do hope she gets help because she's a mother and has that baby. Do I think this is the end of drama for her? No. Do I think it's going to be really a hell of a week? Week after next, I think they come back the 16th. Yes. You might want to share this on the live, though. Well, let me go look. Messages. All right, I set the Getty Messages standard, and I will live by it. Nathaniel Lawyer. I concede you pulled it off. Send me your Venmo or whatever I can pay up. U.S. actress Amber Heard testifies at the Fairfax County Circuit. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't understand what I'm looking at. I set the Getty Images standard and I will live by it. Send me your Venmo or whatever so I can pay up. I don't know what I'm looking at. Zoom in on photo. It's not letting me. I mean, I pulled it up. It just looks like she's wiping her nose. They caught a whole tear. So somebody's getting paid because they caught a tear on her face? But listen, it was not blown out of proportion. Are you talking about when she went after her wife? What are we talking about here? Okay. She hit her wife. Was it Carrie Van Tesa? All right. She actually hit her wife. She spent a night in jail. She got a mugshot. Okay? They tried to say it was because the police officer was homophobic, and I wanted to say homophobic and misogynistic or whatever, but guess what? The police officer was also gay. That was not the case. She actually did assault her ex-wife. They had a way and tried to get it off her record, but it's all there, and she did. Yeah, absolutely. So that stands, and it has nothing to do with a cop. And she's attacked her sister, and her mother was scared of her, and that's on note somewhere. So it is definitely a pattern, and it's very unfortunate. She definitely needs help. Anywho, what are we going to do? Justice needs to be served. Oh, they've caught her in so many. So many. And really, Johnny Depp deserves to have some of his life back. Look how much was taken from him. Look how much was taken from him. I mean, I can't. Anyway, I've gone way over. I hope all of you've gotten something out of this. The prognosis. What Dr. Duffy said about her is true. Yeah, she has been in several rows with people. Her diagnoses are correct. She might have some more. She does need to be treated. She does need therapy. And then she would probably be a lot better. She needs it for the sake of her child. Johnny Depp needs justice. And people need to be represented properly. Men need to be able to feel like they can get help. And people that have gone through DV and SA don't need this kind of harm to be represented by people lying. And I do not like a liar, and I can't deal with injustice. So, be that as it may, I hope you have been enlightened some on this case, and I'm very passionate about the outcome. Very passionate about this outcome for greater reasons, much greater reasons. Thank you for coming to the channel tonight. I appreciate you all so very much. I hope you have a beautiful week. Please come back. We talk about spiritual stuff, psychological stuff, social commentary, and I always love to hear from you. Yes, like Virginia Woolf says, may the truth prevail always. May the truth prevail always. Please take care of yourself. Do self-care. Do your conscious breathing. Go outside and put your bare feet on the ground and do some grounding. Happy Mother's Day to all you beautiful mothers. Take a Epsom salt bath. Smell the flowers. Ground. Get a massage. And just do nothing. So much love to you all. And I will see you next time. Remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Take care. And I am out. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, justice to Johnny Depp. Hey, and Amber Heard, we got your number, girl. Bye, everybody. Yes, cleanse and release. Bye. Till next time. Thank you for coming to Dear Dana. Take it easy. Here we go. Bum, 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 bum.